talk to the man who is responsible for the creation of Nerf. Someone's going to get killed this year at the draft. I can't wait.
The Power Rankings. Hey, hey, hey. Who's number one? Hey, hey. Who's sucking ass? The Dynasty Power Rankings.
That's right. We have a quick Power Rankings update from yours truly, Bub Palooza. The head.
Yes,
that's what I was going for. I was thinking tail. I just couldn't get. I don't know. The head of the Power Rankings Association. Just real quick, we have two writers this year. Myself and Coach Jae-Young Kim.
Excuse me, Bob.
Yes.
Will Jae-Young Kim be writing in English or Korean?
That's something that we're going to talk about.
Okay.
He said he would test out English, but if he didn't really feel comfortable, he would switch back.
Okay, because I don't know Korean, so that might be a little difficult
I can translate.
for me.
No, I can translate.
Okay, thank you.
I'm okay with it. I'm like, halfway, so it'll be all right. You might get a little jumbled, but
Yeah.
I'll talk to Coach Kim and we'll figure something out.
Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
How do you spell Smith in Korean?
Well, on to the rankings. There's 4 members of the Dynasty that are going to be ranking this year. Myself, Coach Eric Costanza, that's you.
Hey, that's me.
That's you. Coach John Costanza, and Coach Whiffen. So only 4 rankers this year. And the pictures that you see every week with the Power Rankings are always done by you again.
Yes, I do that via the wonderful magical application, which is somewhat known as Paintbrush.
Magical, a word?
What?
Yep. So Eric doing the pictures, always great. And the Power Rankings, for those of you unfamiliar with that acronym, the PR will be posted either Tuesday, maybe Wednesday night at the latest. We'd like to get it up there before the Thursday night games this week. So hopefully Tuesday night, but definitely Wednesday at the latest.
I can't wait, Bob. I can't wait for the Power Rankings.
I'm excited.
I'm horny. All right, now next on the podcast, we are going to go ahead, as I mentioned before, we're going to mock the second round of the Dynasty Draft. Bob, the draft is coming up this Sunday. Can you believe it?
I have been waiting all summer for this day. I am very excited.
I am as well. Now, we don't have like a jingle to segue us into the mock draft portion of the podcast. It's only a one-time thing, so we didn't create one. So, Bob, why don't you go ahead and just make one up right now? Go ahead.
Just do it. All right.
Yeah.
Mock draft round 2. Yeah.
All right. I'm sure we overblew the mic a couple times there. I hope you didn't mind. I kind of put in a little soprano there in the background.
I thought it sounded great.
Thank you. Okay, now, so the first pick in the second round, again, the first round are the keepers, so the first round in which we'll actually be drafting is the second round. So the first round, which is pick number 13, is Soul Glow. Coach Brian Tavolieri, he received this pick from via a trade from the Hong Kong Cavaliers, and his keeper is Chris Johnson. Who do you think he's going to keep, Bob? I know that he obviously is probably looking at Aaron Rodgers because the fucking idiot guards didn't know what they were doing, and anyway, I'm not going to rehash everything, the whole history of life, but I'm rambling, Bob. Take this microphone from me.
Right. Well, with Chris Johnson, with the running back, he doesn't necessarily, have to go running back here. I wouldn't be surprised if he did. But, you look at maybe like a Stafford. I don't know how he feels about Trent Richardson with his knee.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'm going to go with Larry Fitzgerald. I think he's going to take the next best receiver on the board and go from there.
Yeah, I've heard some rumors that Brian is very high on Fitzy, which I'm sure we all are.
Why not?
I also heard some rumors that he's very in on Cam Newton this year. Again, I'm sure we all are.
Agreed.
I also obtained some information that he may not be looking to draft a quarterback, and he may be looking to maybe trade for one later on in the season. However, I kind of feel he is maybe trying to throw me off his scent. And I think I actually think he's going to go quarterback.
You're like a bloodhound.
My gut tells me he would go with Matthew Stafford. So, I mean, I don't know. You think Fitzy, I think Stafford. Does anything I said make you want to change your mind? Or?
Well, the thing is, with the this first pick in the second round, there's so many different options you can go. I can completely see him taking Stafford. Again, I think he's going to take Fitzgerald. I could see him taking any number of 3 or 4 different running backs.
I feel pretty confident about Stafford.
You think Stafford?
If you wouldn't mind, Bub, maybe
I could go with that. Okay. Like I said, I could see that. I could see him taking Matt Stafford.
Okay. Next time we have a little, toss-up, we'll go your way.
Oh, great. This is great.
Just kidding. Okay, on the next pick is pick number 14. I'm the commissioner, asshole.
That's true.
Pick number 14 is Pig Newtons. Mr. Coach Phil Tamulus. He is keeping Megatron Calvin Johnson, as we all saw on the Keeper Selection Show. But, by the way, how did you feel about the Keeper Selection Show?
I legitimately laughed out loud to myself at least 10 times. I thought it was great.
Well, you had a big part in that. I appreciate you partaking in the interviewing.
I had a lot of fun doing it. It was a really fun time.
As did I. But again, Coach Phil is keeping Calvin Johnson with Matthew Stafford off the board. I think we probably would agree that if Brian doesn't take Stafford, Coach Phil will definitely take Stafford to do the whole teaming up with the Calvin Stafford duo.
I think he would love to have that duo. I had them in another league. It was a small league with some of my friends from school. Coach, nothing even close to the Dynasty.
Coach Bub, we don't talk about other leagues.
Well, no, this was actually in a dream I had. I had them in another league. It was a dream, though. It wasn't real.
Dreams are acceptable. So
okay.
Continue.
So I had Stafford and Calvin Johnson. I actually won the whole thing in this dream. So it worked out well for me. So I bet he would actually really like Stafford, but if he's not there, who do you think he's taking?
Well, Coach Phil's really into those college bastards, so I could see Trent Richardson, but I think that might be a little bit of a stretch there. He could always go with another receiver, like Fitzy or Andre Johnson. I mean, Coach Phil's made it known that, he feels it's a passing league. Coach, what do you think?
Well, fair points, everything that you just said. I agree with the fact that he likes taking flyers on those rookie running backs.
Marshawn Lynch is out there. Ryan Matthews, he's hurt, so he's probably not going to go that early.
I think
Forte, Turner.
You know what? I think Coach Phil has a history with Matt Forte.
That's right.
I know he took him as a rookie, and he did fairly well for him that year.
Yes, that's right. You're right, Bub. What good? You're good.
So
good.
Even though he got hurt last year, I could definitely see him, reverting back to his old ways and going with a guy who helped him in the past, Matt Forte.
Yeah, I'm signing off on that. I'm good with it. Again, I could see a few different options, but I feel like we scientifically broke that one down appropriately.
Perfect.
Let's go with Matt Forte there for the Newtons. So pick number 15, Will DeYoung, our Dynasty Ethics manager. He is keeping Michael Vick. Vick just recently got a little dinged up, but I think he's going to be okay for the opener. So obviously he's all set at quarterback for the time being. Where do we see Will going, Coach?
I thought if you're Coach Will here in the Senators, I think you have to go running back.
Okay.
There's still a couple good ones on the board, couple number ones on the board. I don't think you can afford to go receiver or tight end here. I think it has to be a running back. And saying that, I think he might be leaning maybe towards Steven Jackson.
Yeah. Didn't he have S-Jax? Yeah, he did. He had S-Jax last year, and I actually made a deal with him during the season and obtained S-Jax during the year. S-Jax was definitely, solid, and I think he's going to be solid again this year. He's got, I don't know how much a high potential he has, but he is a consistent guy, puts up, good points every week.
Well, Steven Jackson, he gets a lot of yards. Last year, not a lot of touchdowns, but touchdowns can be, never really know. You could break a couple long runs, and his touchdowns last year, if he had 3, 4, 5, or 6, could go to 7, 8, 9, or 10. So you don't really know. I think the yardage is definitely there for Steven Jackson.
Yeah, I hear you. And for me, it's between S-Jax and Andre Johnson and maybe Fitzy there. But I think I agree with you, Bub. Let's go ahead and peg it down. Will be selecting Steven Jackson.
And I forgot to tell you, folks.